Hello there. It's been a while since I've done one of these. It's blog. Tales of Tharia blog. Nah. Yeah, it's been quite a while since I've actually worked on Tales of Tharia. I think I checked it out today. Mainly because last week I was working quite a bit. 8 to 6 every day. Basically, work said, we want you to do all the hours. And I did, like a boss. And that's tea. And one of my massive mug, Sports Direct. Does that count as advertising? Can I now show this video because I've shown Sports Direct? Yeah, anyway. Yeah, so, yeah, I've worked on the game a bit today. Also because I've been in the Let's Plays, which have been so much fun. Like, you would not believe. That's going well. Today, I got a little message from YouTube saying, monetize your account, put adverts on there. I went, ooh, money's for doing something I enjoy, yes please. Yeah, so that's all going down. I have my timetable. That's sorted. That's actually going to become a main part of everything I do. So yeah, I was going to talk about the game while drinking tea, because tea's awesome. If I drink it like this, is that better? If I just hide direct sports altogether. This video is not endorsed by Sports Direct, I should say. So yes, Tales of Tharia. I was going to talk about something today. There was something specific I wanted to talk about. Because I had an idea first, and then I changed it to another idea because that would have been simpler. But I can't remember it now. I can't remember what my new idea was. I'm confused on my new idea with my old idea and thinking that old idea is not what I'm going to do. If that makes sense. So, Tales of Tharia. Basically, there's a completely overarching series. Oh, that was it. I was going to show my timeline, but I don't know where it is. Oh well, I'll find it and do another video with it. So yeah, I was going to go over the overarching series. The first game is essentially dumping you in the middle, ish. So we're starting off with Solomon and Tostig's journey, defeating Melodrakara, who's come back for the second time. So, let's say they go for all that and beat him. What happens next? I would then like to take the game into. I'd like to make a prequel defining how. Doing Catherine's story. Shiny. Got a shiny button. Doing Catherine's story. You know, she was the one who defeated Melodrakara first. So I'd quite like to send that back. And I don't know why I don't want to start at the beginning. I don't know. I'm just. Well, George Lucasy about it. Except I'm not going to go back and change everything. Because fuck that. So yeah, I want to go back to how Catherine did it and all that. I got mail! Yeah, go back to the prequel and that'll show how Catherine did it. And then we get to the fun stuff. Then we get to about right now I'm going for 200 years. 200 years after Solomon and Tostig. So probably about 240 or something before, after Catherine's story. And this goes to, it's more modern. Shadow Energy is now become a legend of some sort. Maybe 200, maybe, I don't know. Whatever I feel at the time. I don't know how long is too long in this kind of thing. But yeah, I wanted to get to the point where the Shadow Energy stuff is all now a legend. You know, should I give spoilers? Should I give spoilers for the end of the game? Melodrakara escapes. You don't actually kill him. You beat him to a pulp. Absolutely destroy him in terms of fighting, but he escapes. It seems to be a thing he does. Actually, no, the first time he didn't escape. Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, he escapes. And what he's been doing in these, let's say 200, for argument's sake, let's just say 200 years. Subject to change. So what he's been doing in these 200 years, he's made a planet. Sort of. He's kind of used Shadow Energy and used human people as a basis for design, and basically created his own race because he's a boss. So he spent a large amount of time recovering, and then went, "Fuck this! I'm making a proper army, proper badass army, the home for people of my kind." So yeah, he makes a planet. With one rule, no one, absolutely no one, can mate with any other species. He wants it to be more a pure blood type thing. So it goes for that. It gets a chain of command. He gets an army going. He actually has no civilians. All hunky dory. Except he still holds a grudge against Tharia. Naturally. The beings have now long abandoned Tharia. They've gone their separate ways. Again, fading into legend, etc., etc. They realised at the end of the game that people can take care of themselves, like we did in Shadow's Return. Yeah, they can do all on their own. So beings went, fine, we won't interfere anymore. When last time we interfered, we done goofed. So we're just going to leave you to it. We won't come back ever again, we promise. And they're keeping to the word. They're not coming back. That's not going to be a thing. Not going to have, they're back now. No, they've literally pissed off and never coming back. So yeah, then we get to the modern day. Manager Kara, his chief lieutenant, who I haven't got a name for yet, he's just known as Father. Father! He goes to Tharia to basically survey the situation, see how well prepared they are, etc., 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 etc. Because they look like a bit like humans. But he falls in love and gets laid. And the woman gives birth to the new main character, who I haven't got a name for yet. In my head, he's me, but that's just vain. So no, it's not going to be Stevie. So yeah, he gives birth to a child. He gets a child. Hybrid. Now this is against all kinds of laws, so Melodrakara bans him. And this isn't the first time this has happened. It's happened multiple times. But the rules are, if you can somehow get your powers back, all your sins are forgiven. Of course, who has powers? He's banned on Earth. His powers are stripped. Fair enough. Who's the only one with powers now? We get to his child. So what he does, he raises this child like the best dad ever. And then when the kid hits about 70, he basically teaches him everything about shadow energy. Absolutely everything. Because when the kid's a baby, the kid doesn't produce much, doesn't do much, so not enough for the father to get enough power to come back. But during this time, he's perfecting the technique. Basically, the Shadow Soldiers did give you a fighting chance. They show you, look, study this. This will get your powers back. Okay, and even people with no powers can use this. Interesting point. So, yeah, he tries to learn that. When the main character becomes about 16, 17, that's when shit gets real. That's when the father turns and goes, actually, you're my fodder, bitch. Come and give me energy. And he's like, fuck no. Basically, the father does end up giving his energy back, but because the main character is a bit sly, he's able to not having all of it, and is able to retain some for himself. Now, shadow energy works in an interesting way, a way that is sort of going to be explained in Shadow's Return, in that you have various tiers of power. Basically, the basis of shadow energy is going to be perfected by Melodrakara and how it's used, because he had no equipment anymore, so he's perfected ways of generating stuff. The first law of the first time you learn about shadow energy, you learn how to make clothes for yourself using it, which also acts as armor, but it doesn't have to look like armor; it just look like ordinary clothes, such as like a suit. You know, make that a good way to generate a suit of shadow energy, and it could be some sort of shadow armor of some kind. And so yeah, that's the first thing you kind of learn, because that's the most basic, gloves and whatnot, and then you start going into full body stuff, maybe hats and whatnot. So you can basically make your own clothes with shadow energy, and then you go on to weapons. Now, weapons only occur when you reach a certain amount of power. So, the main character, and there's 3 tiers. You've got your first tier, which is the weakest, your second tier, which is middle, and third tier, which is legendary. This was essentially going to be, basically this idea is all coming from the fact that I had this idea for about 3 movies and a few TV series. So I'm basically adapting that to game form, on the story anyway. Would I prefer to make a movie? Probably. But I quite enjoy making games, so things are roundabouts. So yeah, there's 3 tiers. So yeah, basically this main story is going to take 3 games. So essentially, depends on how. Okay, it might be 3 games, it might be 1. It depends on how much, because there's a fixed story in my head. Let's see how much of that story I can get into a game. So yeah, we'll give that a shot. That's essentially. So yeah, you got your 3 tiers. The main characters. His first tier is going to be a single-handed sword. Second tier is going to be a katana, because fucking katanas. And the third one is going to be some sort of gauntlets. There may be a game after. There will be a game after that would take place when the TV series would have taken place. A lot of stuff happens, more than I can explain in a reasonable video. It may have to be bits I have to explain it in. So maybe right now I'll just stick to what would happen if I made what would happen in those 3 movies, aka 1 game. Yeah, so you have the 3 tiers, and basically there's gonna be a father who's the main villain. His wife, he gets a new wife. That'd be about halfway through, maybe at the 3rd way through the game. There'll be a significant amount of time passes after defeats and whatnot. The main character can't lift a finger to Melodrakara. Melodrakara has changed a lot from his appearance in Tales of Tharia. In Tales of Tharia, well, no, not Tales of Tharia, in Shadows of Return, he was very excited. This plan is happening. Oh my god, yes, I'm so happy! You know, so hi! And stuff like that. He was a dick. After suffering 2 defeats, he's kind of not so happy. You know, he's changed. He's significantly more down. Yeah, he's just kind of more realistic. He's not overly excited. He spends all his time on his throne, absorbing shadow energy, because he wants to reach this legendary 3rd tier, which he witnesses Solomon achieve, and that's his goal. He wants to be better than the guy who beat him, more than Catherine did. He wants that power. He wants to be able to grab it and use it, and that's what he's after. That's where the legendary 3rd tier comes from. That's the legend. Solomon's the legend. In Shadows of terms. Fucking no one in F.A.R knows about him. Don't know how. So yeah. So Melodrakara is trying to spend. He sits on his throne, doesn't do much. He doesn't want to exert too much because then he'd be wasting energy. He only exerts energy when he wants to. His main idea for the main character is to first have him killed, then he realizes his potential and then wants him captured, and he does get captured. And they basically try and turn him over. Solomon was a human turned soldier. He was still fighting it off though. He was still fighting off the corruption. He wasn't fully turned. Oh! Missed out the most important bit of this story. If Tales of Tharia goes well, if Shadows of Tharia goes well, then I would revisit that story. Probably straight afterwards. I wouldn't go straight for the modern day stuff. I'd go for what happens afterwards. I would want Solomon to be the bad guy. Solomon and Tostig part ways at the end of Shadows Return. And basically Solomon goes around travelling, Tostig goes around in his airship. Solomon then is forced to give in to the corruption because he just can't take it anymore. Starts going around, fucking shit up. And then you play as Tostig. Maybe some other characters as well. You play as Tostig, trying to find a way to turn your friend back. So this character you've played with the entire time of Shadows Return, you now have to kill him. So I'm really hoping for that end scene when Tostig fights Solomon to be so powerful. Especially for the player, because the player's seen Solomon, they've played Solomon, they've seen him grow, they know them, they know that they're best friends now. I would want that kind of impact to happen. So that's what I can think of off the top of my head. I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't want to ruin everything. Yeah, I'll be trying to pick up these blogs again. It was mainly guy from RPG Maker Farms called Kane who said he was really interested in this kind of stuff. Just because now that I know that at least one person is interested, I want to make them again. I want to see what no one was interested much. I'm going into the mythos and lore because I'm really big on all that. Yeah, really big on all that. Backstories on my characters, insane. Yeah. So yeah, knowing that at least one person is interested, I'll make these more, even if it's just one person. The Let's Plays are going to be a big thing. So it's a lot of them. I'm hoping they carry on for a while. I may eventually extend to other games other than RPG Maker, but I think RPG Maker games always have a place in my heart because this is actually the first thing I've done on the internet that's mildly successful. So it's nice. It's really nice. Trying to think. That's about it. That's all I can think of. That's just basically general overview with minor spoilers for what's happening going on in Groovetown. Yeah. Working the game's going very well. Skill set sorted. It's kind of semi-playable. Some enemies are sorted. A lot of the skills are sorted, especially the side skills. Someone has Life Convert, Shadow Barrier, Infusion, which is a lot of fun, and Shadow Blast. Tostic has Enrage, Provoke, Berserk, and there's another one. Shit, what's the other one? I think it's Battle Cry. Maybe Battle Cry, which is a lot of fun as well. Yeah, it's just making gradual progress, but it's fun nonetheless. So until next time, well, till tomorrow, because that's when I'll see you. Tomorrow is Evil Overlord. Evil Overlord with microphone. The microphone is the big thing that's fucking up the Let's Plays right now. The microphone is going to be fixed. The microphone is coming. I get paid this week. I get paid. I think it's Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. So basically, I'm getting a microphone this weekend, a new one. So I'll hopefully be a ton better than the one that's on my laptop, because that's the one I'm using. No money equals no microphone. So yeah, payday and then microphone. They'll hopefully be in time for Star Stealing Prince and Undeniably Sexy, A Feast Tale. Both of those I'm really looking forward to. Both of them. No, Star Stealing Prince especially, because that was one I was umming and ahhing about, mainly. That was bringing lots of, can I do it? Can I legitimately do this? And then yes, I can. Not easy. So yes, until tomorrow with Evil Overlord, bye bye.